catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the trade, yes and no, friends and the foes, the butlers and the heroes. You can feel it in your soul, but when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah. Welcome to the Basement Sports Network post-game show. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd. And yes, the Miami Heat won another basketball game over the Toronto Raptors this time, which I believe makes Miami, like 3 out of their last 4? Yeah, 3 out of their last 4. That's like 5 out of their last 7. Like, putting together a pretty nice streak of games, especially considering that it just came off of what it was considered one of their toughest stretches of the year. So, I'm not going to do a supremely long show tonight because this game wasn't really worth talking about. It was boring as shit. But I will make sure that I touch on you tell me that's 4 in a row? No, it's not. It's not 4 in a row. They won 3 in a row versus – oh, no, it is 4 in a row. I'm sorry. That is because the Lakers game would have been 4 games in a row. So that's 4 games in a row, which changes the stats that I just gave y'all. That means they won 4 out of their last 5. And that means that they've won 6 out of their last 8 games. So shout out to the Heat for being able to kind of like string together some wins during a particularly tough part of their schedule. And especially considering all the newfound news surrounding this team. Or I don't know if it's newfound news, but just all the noise that's now been surrounding the team with Shams reporting, kind of like Jimmy's interest in a couple other teams and teams that will be willing to get in on this Jimmy Butler race. So, for them to be able to shut that down or be able to block that noise out, they can't shut it down, but to block that noise out, come out, get a win was nice. Jimmy didn't do much to help that. Brother had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 of 8 shooting. He was pretty invisible tonight. Didn't really feel his presence. He didn't feel engaged, didn't feel interested. But you're playing the Toronto Raptors. These are not one of the teams that Jimmy customarily just kind of like puts effort into. So yeah, nah. So for consistency's sake, a previous game, Tyler had some empty buckets, which was acknowledged. And now this game, Bam's offensive flurry in the fourth was empty in regards to an importance for the win. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you, bro. There was nothing in this game that moved me in one direction or another about any player. I'll acknowledge the comment because sure, Bam's game wasn't impressive. He had 21 points and he had 16 rebounds and 5 assists, but led the team in assists, by the way. But that's not really what's going on, bro? He said, but yeah, that's not really here or there. This felt like more like a collection of guys just kind of getting a win over a team that's not good. The Toronto Raptors have played Miami well. They beat Miami. So you want to acknowledge that level and Miami be able to kind of put Toronto in their place in a sense. But yeah, they didn't get performances from anybody outside of Grady genitalia. So we're not going to, we're not going to gas this win. We're going to take it like we always do. We're going to take the win. But we're not going to gas it like this was some thrilling statement game or something proved anything. Jimmy going nowhere till June. I think that's going to be the ultimate outcome. But for people to act like Shams is lying is kind of disingenuous. Because I promise you, if Shams had came out and said that the Miami Heat are in talks to send Nikola, Jovic, Jaime, Jaquez, and Drew Smith to Sacramento for De'Aaron Fox, Heat fans would have ate it up. And they would have ran with it like it was gospel. But we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about this game. I know I talked about Jimmy. Let's get to some other people. Tyler Herro. He was fantastic tonight. Doing what he's asked to do. The nasty man with the 20 he know ball bucks. The Witcher 4 though. I might be in there. You know what I'm saying? I know for sure Alex Shelton gonna be in the game, but I might be there to talk to him about that. I'm fucking with it. But yeah, Tyler Herro, he was good tonight. Like efficient, 9 of 13 shooting, 4-7 from 3. Him and Nikola Jovic went on this little run in the second quarter where they just kind of like ballooned the lead by hitting a bunch of threes in a row. You know what I mean? They put up a pretty interesting stat. Like in Tyler Herro's last 3 games, he's like 85% from 3 and like 73% from the field. I didn't know that, but like that's super efficient shooting. Like, of course, y'all know what I'm saying. That can't be maintained throughout the course of the season. But hey, like for as long as he's maintaining it, then I'm gonna shout him out every game with that. So shout out to him. But I feel like George does this once he checks the stream and see that I'm the only person on here because he knows he's guaranteed a place to talk. But my boy George is pulling up on the stage. George, how you doing this evening?
What a fucking week. What a week. I'm great. Yeah. I'm great.
Hey, George, I'm not gonna lie. I saw you on Heat versus the World. Shout out to you. Yeah, make sure y'all go check out George's appearance on Heat versus the World, his original home.
Go check it out. It was fucking insane.
It's like his summer home. It's like his summer home. He goes over there. He said in the third quarter, though, Roy, let's keep it a stack. Listen, bro, we all know Tyler Herro's a one-quarter wonder, but it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like these third quarters. Like I feel like him choosing the third quarter. I don't know if he's choosing it or if that's the way that's happening. But his play in the third quarters has helped us avoid third quarters. You know what I'm saying? So you want to give him credit for that. Like, bro, him exploding in third quarters these past couple of games has been useful in terms of like staving off the customary lows that we experienced during this quarter. But George, before I continue with individual players, want to hear your thoughts on the game, bro.
I mean, let's be honest. Who gives a shit? I care. I care in my own way. We played well. Drew Smith is becoming good.
Another one.
Good enough to play in this rotation. I don't know where that happened. It's been weird. It's been a weird revelation. We've had a defensive guard that I've been wanting for a long, long time. He just didn't come in the form of Jamari Bouye. We had to get it in the form of Drew Smith, an ACL ridden, non-factor for his entire career except for now.
Fuck. Now go ahead, continue to talk, George.
I look. The game was the game. I think that Bam played again one of the top 5 performances of his season so far. He was dominant on the boards, which is crazy, knowing that Yucca Pirtles on the other side is actually having an MVP, like an MVP, most improved player time of year over there in Toronto. He's played phenomenal. But to limit him to, I don't even know what it was, like 4 rebounds, crazy day. We play, we crashed the ball hard. We shot 40% from 3. There's not much else. We were the better team. Full stop. Case in point. Jimmy took 8 shots. Again,
yeah, I was talking about how like Jimmy just didn't feel as engaged in this game as he had felt in other ones, bro. But like again, like the Toronto Raptors aren't a good basketball team. They're not. They just look that way against the Miami Heat. But it's just kind of like you take these wins where you can get them. You know what I mean? Like whatever, bro. Like there was an opportunity for the whole team to play well outside of like Hayward Highsmith, who was fucking terrible, and Terry Rozier, who was even fucking worse. But like
he's bad though. Like no, he's getting worse, like actively regressing as a player.
Who are you talking about? Hayward
Rozier.
You say he's getting worse?
He's getting worse. Rozier's getting worse. He can't dribble now. He's losing the ability to pick up his dribble and to put it back on the floor. Like,
well, I don't think so. Part of me believes that that's him trying to like fit. You know what I mean? Like him trying to get more into the rhythm of like catching and shooting, trying to adjust his game to fit what everybody else is doing. But I agree. I think there's a regression. I don't know if it's a regression there. Like he's always been kind of like this streaky scorer or whatever. And I feel like at some point during the season, he's going to be able to string together maybe like 3-4 games where he's playing well. We just haven't seen that, bro. Like look, Drew Smith has effectively replaced him in this rotation. Speaking of, I want to thank the nasty man with the $5 dono. He said Drew Smith is not good. The point guard rotation just that stink. Look, I mean, if you got to choose between Drew Smith and Terry Rozier right now, like I know I said on Twitter the other day that I would play the one with the contract and the one that we traded first round pick for. But like I don't see my this kind of look like I'm a Boston fan with this shit now. But I don't see how anyone could look at the way that Drew Smith has played over the past 3-4 games and legitimately say that Terry Rozier should be playing ahead of him. Like I don't think that's the case. Nasty Man again with the $10 dono. He said,
can I do the dono?"
Go ahead, George.
Can't cage the knee. Hoop. Gotta free the knee. Hoop.
Very good, George.
Make them harder.
He said, Roy and the gang is hurting that this team is playing well. I don't understand why people believe this. I don't understand why people think that I hate when the team is playing well. I feel no way about like Miami winning or losing games because I know where the show ends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've watched them win games over the past 3 seasons. I've watched, like, I just kind of know what the ceiling is on the team. It doesn't hurt me that they're winning games. I'm excited to see certain players play well. Like, I like to see Tyler playing well. I like to see Tyler kind of like adjusting and, having newfound success in a role that kind of people have been asking for him to try and play for years now. Like, I'm enjoying that part of the season. But, like, I'm not going to get up in arms and start saying that, we won the title unless I feel like lying to y'all one day. I ain't going to hold you. Alex
said that a minimum of 30 times.
This Coach Lewis?
Coach Lewis?
Yeah, this Coach Lewis on Twitter. Shout out Coach Lewis in the $10 dono. He said, "Yes, sir. My guy George. It's Alex, Coach Lewis from Heat versus the World." He said, "You about to set the world on fire on this break." Shout out to the basement and Roy let me talk in the space the other day. He said, "Let's go Heat." For sure, bro. Anytime you ready to talk, just pop in there. Request to get on stage.
He's the GOAT. I love Coach Alex.
Yeah, if you want to talk to us like during games, we'll be over there on playback.tv. We also allow people on stage over there. So if you want to make sure you become a member to the basement's playbook page. And then, request to speak while we're doing the streams. You can get up there and talk to us about the games going on. Most of the time, the conversation devolves into football, but if the game is interesting, then we'll stay there. He said, "Hey, George, I'll do a 24-hour trade deadline stream with you." Typhoon Warning is one of the most dedicated people to try and get on stream that I've ever seen. And I might let him audition one of these days, but not today.
Typhoon, you got to remember one thing, mate. I'm the star around here.
Correct.
I am the Tyler Herro of this network. You will show me my respect.
Correct. Put me in the same conversations as Ethan J. Skolnick, Giancarlo Navas, Tiffany Bates,
Sean Rochester, Sean Worcestershire sauce. Mate, that's my bag right there.
Shout out to Fire Reasons, though. I was getting on their nerves today. I don't care.
They're entertaining. I'll give them that.
They know I don't care. Like, they know I listen to the pod every day. They know, like, I'm going to say what I want about their opinions. I will text Ethan and tell him that his opinion stinks. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that shit does not bother me, bro. One time they had a discussion pod. I don't even remember what it was about, but I texted him and Greg, and I was like, that shit was terrible. He's like, "Well, you have a nasty Tyler Herro agenda for me?" Yeah, bro. Not for me. You got it. Like, anyway. But, yeah, let's still talk about Tyler Herro a little bit. What did you think of his play tonight, George?
Look, he's gotten better. There's no doubt about that. He's more efficient. He's picking his shots better. He's passing when he needs to. He's not become that much of a liability when he's not shooting. Just because his movement has improved as well. I think he does create a lot more space than he was doing last year. But I don't know, man. I see him in those situations last year where he was dribbling to the low block, and instead of like finding a man, kicking it back out, finding something better, he used to just do nothing at the low block except for toss up like a bad shot. Now he's passing. He's actively looking for players on the cut. He's actively looking for like opportunities to get everyone else involved, which is what we need. It's what we need way more than anything else at the end of the day. I think it's the playmaking that we've desperately needed. And it goes back to like that age-old question. What if we got Chris Paul? What if we got Russell Westbrook? What if we got the player like that? Back when we got Jimmy as well, there was a big conversation saying that we were going to make a bigger splash looking for a second star alongside Jimmy. And we didn't get anyone. In fact, we got Kyle Lowry, who was good for a total of 4 games in his 2.5, 3 years here. We don't have that. We just never had any sort of playmaking. We get it from him now. Some of it from him. We get most of it from Bam, who has to sacrifice a lot of the looks on offense to make that happen too. So I don't know. Shout out to Bam. Shout out to Bam for making our life easier.
Well, I mean, like, Bam sacrificing looks tonight wouldn't have been a problem. That motherfucker was just shooting. And, like, it was cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course, normally I'm for, like, aggressive Bam or whatever, like, take all the shots. And you're going to have games like this, whatever. That's a part of that process. And, like, while I'm a process guy, like, the results from tonight was fucking shit in terms of shooting. Like, I ain't going to lie. Like, a lot of that was stat pad towards the end of the game when it didn't fucking make no difference. Somebody said it earlier. I didn't care to address it then. But, like, yeah, but he did his job on the boards.
He's always had an inability to like finish around the rim at the best of times. Like we saw it last year.
He always had an inability to guard Jakob Porter because Jakob Porter was frying that nigga face off tonight.
Who?
Jakob Porter.
He wasn't frying anything tonight. That guy's been averaging like 22 and 15. He's been on fire. Yeah, he had 4 rebounds tonight, which is like the most highlighted factor about the other team. Like, I could care less about the fact that Adebayo shot like 5 of 18. I think he's been overachieving for a long time with his shooting. I agree
that he's been overachieving, but it's like the Heat are a matchup that RJ Barrett likes. Like that's a well-known fact at this point. Like he sees Duncan Robinson and Tyler Herro on him. He's been more effective like than most in terms of just being able to exploit those mismatches. He didn't do it well tonight. He was RJ Barrett tonight, even though he had a triple-double. Like he was still like garbage. I hate RJ Barrett. I ain't gonna lie. I hate that. Let's pivot a little bit over to Duncan Robinson. No threes tonight, 4 of 8 from the field. Solid in 18 minutes, but wasn't necessary tonight. Terry Rozier played more minutes than him, which is mind-boggling. What were your thoughts on Duncan's game?
I think in no short way has he helped us. I'm trying to like word this without sounding like an idiot. His play over the last 2 games before this game have been big reasons why we've been winning and being able to put the pressure on as well. Not just because of his shooting, but when he's active and when he's actually looking at and hunting for his shot, there's something that happens with the offense. Just becomes a lot more like we open up so much more space, for Bam to operate and for Tyler to work off those players as well. Tonight, I feel like he did the exact same job, just without the production of like. 1 second. My dogs don't like this. They don't like me talking about Duncan. I don't know why. You're gonna have to give me 2 minutes.
No, brother, believe me, I'm the most professional and I can vamp over here. I'm just answering some of these questions. Why Spo wait until we down 16, 17 and wait to put guys like Jimmy and Tyler back in? He's been constantly doing this all season. It's because Spo is a nerd and he is lovingly attached to his rotation schedule, and he's going to stick to that. So, like, I think right now what you're getting, like, I was surprised that Spo went 10 men tonight. That was because Nikola Jovic took most of the Kevin Love minutes. Kevin Love only played 9 minutes, so Nico got an opportunity to play. But yeah, Bam 5th all-time scorer on the Heat. Yeah, he's going to reach pretty higher. Duncan 18th all-time scorer. Yeah, that's for sure. You said where the Ricky guy at? I saw where's Ricky? Ricky is going to be coming back very soon. But yeah, like he here. I did want to talk a little bit about Nico because Nico got an opportunity to play tonight after not playing in like a bunch of games. And he responded very well. He shot 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3-point land, 14 points. He was our 3rd leading scorer tonight behind Tyler and Bam. And he was a big part of that run in the second quarter that just kind of expanded his lead. So shout out to Nico for getting a couple of minutes. Do I believe this is any indication on like what the rotation will be like going forward? No, I don't. I don't think Nico has any impact on the rotation moving forward. I think he got an opportunity to play tonight because Kevin Love was, short on breath or something. He was old. So like Nico got the minutes instead of Kevin Love. You saw Nico play like backup center. So a lot of things that he was doing was some of the stuff that customarily see Kevin Love doing in the lineup. So, but shout out to him for making it work. He was hitting his 3, so that made it that made it easy to continue to play him. We say Jovic actually looked good, hard to guard, and he looked big out there. He's tall. Like, he adds positional size in a way that nobody else on the roster can. And, like, if he's playing like this, then he doesn't leave the rotation. The problem is that you're not going to consistently get this from Nico. Like, the jump shot hasn't been falling in the same way. But I saw after he hit the first one, like, his confidence started to swell. You can tell that he's a confident young man, bro. Like, it didn't take very much for him to feel like he had it going. And after he hit that first three-pointer, he just kind of kept his head down and kept attacking, looking to score. So shout out to him. Nigga who need to stop doing that is Terry Rozier, though. Like, Terry Rozier was 1 for 6 out of there, and the motherfucker shot all 3-pointers. Like, it's disgusting hoop, bro. Like, look, 25 minutes. George, explain to me how Terry Rozier can get away with playing 25 minutes, shooting 1 for 6, and getting 5.
Well, that's just Spo's way of trying to get him, like, back into any sort of rhythm. You're talking about Terry Rozier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get him back into any sort of rhythm. At the end of the day, you give up a first-round pick for this player. You badly, like, misplayed on that. Like, if you don't play him and you don't try to get him back into any sort of rhythm, you're doing yourself and him a disservice. But at the same time, for the period of time in which he does play, he has shown no improvement. He doesn't look. Something's not clicking with him. Something's not clicking at all. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's, like, not liking the style of play. If he doesn't like the lack of isolation ball, I don't know. I don't think we did enough scouting on him to understand that he is, in fact, a high usage player that needs the ball in his hands to operate all the time. He doesn't have great movement off the ball. He doesn't play any defense at all. Like, that's worth noticing. He rebounds at a high rate, but do you know who else used to do that? Tyler Herro, when he was searching for, like, he was soul searching on this roster for 4 years. Like, after his rookie season, the guy was just crap. He was up and down, up and down, up and down. And through that whole time, you know what he was? An elite guard rebounder. And that is one way to fool everyone and be like, oh, look, he can do something. No, he can't. When you're rebounding, you're misplaced unless you're the center. If you, like, these aren't just all long rebounds. They're just falling in his lap.
They're going there and attacking the glass to get rebounds.
Yeah, look, it's not. I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, we have to play him because we gave up a first-round pick. But the fact that we have to play him regresses everything else that we're trying to do. We should be playing Duncan more minutes. We should be playing Tyler more minutes than he's already been playing. We should be getting, Drew Smith a little bit more. Actually, no, he had a career high in minutes today. I think a minute's probably the wrong argument to have with him. But Jaime Jaquez and stuff like that, there's still plenty of minutes to go around. He can have a night where he doesn't on a night like tonight where he's just nothing's clicking. If he hasn't had a good first or second quarter, keep him out until late in the fourth if it's not a close game. At the end of the day,
like, the part of that is, like, it goes back to, like, this preseason, bro. They built their philosophy for this season off of Terry Rozier being incorporated as one of their 4 best offensive options. And he has, to put it mildly, not lived up to that billing. Like, brother, is he even the 5th or 6th option offensively for this unit at this point?
No, he's definitely like the 6th, 5th. I don't know, like, you got Jimmy. Okay, let's just do the math. You got Tyler, Jimmy, Bam, Duncan. Technically, well, does Duncan's probably too far down the list to even, like, start. But, like,
no, he's not, though. But like, what would you rather? Like, you'd rather use Duncan as a hub for offense or Terry Rozier?
I would take Duncan every day of the week.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I put Duncan in that conversation. I'll put Duncan in that conversation right now. Like, Duncan is a conversation, like, who, like, you would prefer the offense to run through than Terry Rozier right now. You could put all 4. You could put 4 out of the 5 starters because you don't want to say Haywood Smith. No,
it's funny because, like, they made a point today to highlight Jovic. They made a point of it today. Jovic was not getting 24 minutes on any other night. Tonight was the night where they. I find it
really interesting that while Jimmy Butler trade circulation is going on right now, that Nikola Jovic out of nowhere just plays, fucking 24 minutes.
By the way, all this hair bullshit where he's dyeing his hair different colors and stuff like that, and that new story. I had noticed that when it was it was an argument between the Rockets and the Mavericks. and he had dyed his hair blue for the next 3-4 games. I'm like, he's asking to go for the he's asking to go for the Mavericks. I wasn't going to say anything because I'd sound like a fucking idiot, no matter what. Someone took a plunge, someone was right. But look, at the end of the day, if we're looking at our future, who else goes into that starting lineup? It's going to be Jaime Jaquez, but then right behind him is going to be Jovic. Right behind him is going to be Jovic.
I believe Jovic is going to be a part of whatever deal they ship to Jimmy out in.
We can spend so many hours time. We can spend so many hours.
That's kind of like the hot button issue right now.
Like talking.
Yeah, it's kind of the hot button issue right now, and I like. It feels kind of like clickbaity to sit up here and just like go over. Like we had a spaces about it. It's cool, but like I don't know. Like this is a post game show, and I want you say let's slander George Dog for no reason.
I fucking dare you, bitch.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'll fire your dog ass up, George.
You touch my dog's shit.
I'll fire your dog ass up.
You don't have to be afraid of me, but you will be after that fight. I'll tell you right now.
I ain't gonna do it. It's a troll job. I respect the basement for not following the Shams troll job. I don't think Shams is trolling. I believe that wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And I don't care if it's not no new information. I'm telling you that like Shams saying something gives it an additional credence. That it like when Shams talks, the NBA listens, and that's something that you have to take into consideration, bro. So yeah, like I don't really want to take too much time like talking about that shit. I talk about it on Twitter all the time. Like we can talk about it over there. But like
we have to address it though. I think we still have to address the
sure. I have. Go ahead. You can feel free to.
But this whole debate between who's right, who's wrong. You got on one side, you've got Bernard Lee. You've got other networks through the Heat space. You've got, Mickey Harrison retweeting posts and stuff like that. On the other side, you've got Shams. You've got multiple creators, news outlets, and like verified like sources from Phoenix guaranteeing that. Now, I'm not saying I know what's right and what's wrong. Like sure. in this, I don't know. I can't tell you specifically who's telling the truth or in lying in the situation. It could be either. But in terms of likelihood and probability, who is more likely to lie in this situation? Bernard Lee, whose client is trying to is the subject of the matter, and he doesn't want his client to be slandered. And then everyone else that comes with that. You've got Mickey Harrison retweeting. Of course, he wants to save face. His organization wants to get the most possible. If they know that they're actively shopping Jimmy Butler, it's economics at that point. The demand, like your price will go down if you know you're actively trying to move him. That it's a stance. On the other side, what does Shams have to lose in this situation? Why would he post something untrue? Because the ramifications of him being false and him lying outright it far outweighs the positives of what's going to happen to his career. There's no point for him lying. There's 0 point for him to go out there to like the last few days and say, and then not just to break the news, but to double and triple down.
Yeah, like what kind of clout or status does Shams gain?
He's the biggest newsbreaker in the NBA right now, like even since Wojnarowski left.
Yeah. Well, even when Wojnarowski was there, like it was a question about which one of them was the bigger.
He's fighting with Chris Haynes. Like there's I love Chris Haynes, and I wish he got that job for sure. Sure. I wish he got that job for sure. I respect Chris Haynes. I love his work. But at the end of the day, you've got so much more to lose by lying. But now you're doubling and tripling down. I trust Shams. I think it's true. I think it's true that Jimmy's not been offered an extension. The front office has told him he's not going to get the extension. We will move you. And he's obviously said these are the teams I want to go to. They've started having that conversation because on Sunday, as Brian Windhorst said, a third of the league currently can't be traded because of whatever eligibility or things like that. You can't trade certain players. On Sunday, the 16th of December, or the 15th or 16th of December, all of those players become eligible for trade. So you'll see ramping up talks through Christmas time. It might not happen straight away. It might happen in January, right before. Might be 3 hours before the deadline. We don't know. At the end of the day, we're gonna have to wait till the deadline to see whatever happens there, because there will be subsequent moves no matter what. No matter what happens, there'll be subsequent moves. And B, guys, stay in tune. We have got a 24 fucking hour stream for the basement, hosted by yours truly. You'll see so many white people that your brain will spin. You will see everyone else from the basement come there too, because I will force them. I have that power here. I will tell them to come. I will tell them.
White man, he think he
Kendall will listen to me.
Kendall, you picked the wrong nigga name to say. Oh, I will listen to you. No, he will not.
Ariel will be back. I'll make promises I can't keep. Watch me, bitch. I'll do it right now.
Nasty man with the final.
Adam Barai's doing 6 hours.
Why so much until the truth happens? Look, here's my thing. I think one of the most ridiculous kind of arguments that I continuously hear is that Shams doesn't have sources within the Miami Heat organization. And I just kind of like, what the fuck does that have to do with what he said? He said the Miami Heat are listening to offers. He can get that information from anywhere. He can get it from the teams that are offering. You telling me Shams ain't got no sources in goddamn Houston? He ain't got none in Dallas. He ain't got none in Golden State. He ain't got none in Phoenix. You're not gonna convince me of that. Like he's not making
a factor in which they have to disrepute every single thing that comes out of the office. They've done it forever and they will continue to do it. If you tell them that they are fucking replacing the garbage cans in the building, if you say someone says, they will disrepute it for no fucking reason. It's fine. No, but there is a reason why they disrepute everything now. I think it's smart. It's business. At the end of the day, you have to do right by your company. But at the same time, I'm sitting here and looking at this fucking news, and people lose their brains over this shit.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like, losing their fucking brains over it. Who cares? It's the fact of the matter is, they know what position they're in. They know. I want to see this. I want to read this. Royal. Yeah. What I think is Jimmy's agent was talking about to the other teams, and then they leaked it to Shams. 100%. 100%. He's trying to put his client in the best situation possible. You've seen Shams in the last 24 hours double, triple down. You haven't heard shit from whatever Bernard Lee is doing. And I respect him and his job. Good for him.
But don't you find like the timing awkward? Like, I mean, like the first day you let the news kind of like circulate, ruminate around or whatever, and then you waited till like another team was at it before you start to refute it. And it's like, what makes the most sense here? Like, just using common sense. Who stands to gain the most from more teams being drummed up into this situation? Again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the fuck is happening on the basement, but this shit is turning into Weakness Weekly plus a nigga every week. We got Ed DiNardo pulling up one time for the one time. Ed,
tagged out.
How you doing today? How you doing today, Ed? Correct. You can start with the game today. We were talking about the Jimmy situation. I don't really care which one you decide to talk about. The game wasn't interesting. The Jimmy Butler conversation is the hot topic. So pick and choose whichever one you want to talk about, and we can do that.
I mean, I don't really care about.
If you think it, listen. First of all, if I could predict when Ant was gonna pop up backstage, I would end the show seconds before he did that. But I can't, and I'm still going, so he can jump in for you. Go ahead, Ant.
I mean, I don't really care about the Jimmy Butler stuff. Like, you have 100 different narratives from 100 different people that could have leaked that information. I don't care about that. That's boring talk. Nothing immediate is going to happen anyways. Like, we'll revisit that come trade deadline. But not for me. The story of the game was, well, obviously Bam was dominant. Shout out to him. But the story of the game for me was Nikola Jovic. When you bench a guy, especially a guy that's 20, 21 years old, he was playing well, had the game winner, then broke his nose, had a couple of games, but out of nowhere, he vanished. I think he had like an ankle injury or something, but he was basically relegated to the bench. When you have a young guy who's sent to purgatory to die on the end of the bench, that can do one of two things. It could completely crush their confidence, and it could take them quite a long time to get back into rhythm. We saw that happen with Duncan Robinson, when he's been benched a handful of times throughout the years. But no, not Nikola Jovic. He came into this game and made an immediate, instant impact. He was a plus 23 in his first 8 minutes, and he was kind of scoring from everywhere. He was getting in the paint. He was getting to the free throw line. He was hitting threes. And I just have a lot of respect for him that he could come off the end of the bench and he had the mindset of okay, I'm going to show Spoelstra that I've deserved these minutes, that I've earned these minutes. And I wonder if he was kind of like in Spo's doghouse a little bit, just because Crotty was talking about, when Jovic is out there, it's nice to see him playing well, because you have to make Spo notice you by, being last one in practice, showing up to meetings on time. So I'm wondering if Jovic was kind of like, not putting the efforts that they wanted. That's why they were benching him, as kind of like a disciplinary thing. But regardless, to see him bounce back like he did tonight, that's encouraging. But I mean, it doesn't change the fact that,
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't know if I was all that encouraged, to be perfectly honest with you. I find it ironic that Jovic all of a sudden plays when trade rumors are swirling around the team. Like, I feel like it's ironic that
did you put that tweet out that said like you ain't slick heater? Was that you? I saw someone tweet that. I thought the same thing.
Yeah,
I was like,
bro,
okay, I'm glad someone else was
like
thinking that too.
Jovic playing 24 minutes, Terry Rozier playing 25 minutes, even though he's 1 of 6. Spo you in on it, bro. Like, the trade rumors are you trying to show every team, like, the team, these are all the pieces that we got. Make us an offer. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if somebody falls for this, like, Jovic probably won't play the next 3 games because they're going to give him some phantom injury. But the last time he played, he had 14 points on 4 or 5 shooting. And you can have him for the low price of nothing. You said, don't forget to shout out Shameless Locksmith. That bitch-ass nigga was 3 of 10 tonight. What do you want me to shout him out for?
3-6 from 3. Come on now.
He was 3 of 10. I saw that nigga hit the underneath of the rim when he got a pass from Jimmy Butler. Did you see that too?
Well, yeah, but he was 3-6 from 3.
Full of X. Look, hey man, whatever that means. Ant's choice of blue, black, light, slit, production psychology, mad props. Y'all not gonna be coming up here dick eating Anthony DiNardo. Like,
it's literally just Miguel. Don't worry about it. I appreciate
y'all
you.
Niggas, y'all will never see Ant DiNardo again. I see you back there. You don't have to wave. Motherfucker, I can see you when your camera comes off of there. He said no one's gonna bring up the broadcast line, big dick brick. I wasn't.
I don't know. The Grady Dick jokes, everyone thinks they're so funny. Like, it's too easy.
Middle school humor at its finest. I still chuckle every now and again. But
Dick Bam.
If you're gonna do it, make it creative. That's all I'm gonna say. Like everyone on Twitter, oh, you getting dick down tonight? Like, okay, I get it. Like, make it creative,
It's brother. Ew. Be a man.
I like that.
All right. Of course you do. He snuck. Of course. George, are you drawing? What are you drawing? Is this like that fast art shit that people be doing? Like, and you take 3 strokes and you be done drew a whole Pat Riley portrait and under. I know.
Yeah, George does everything in 3 strokes.
Correct. See. Why that bar, Anthony?
What did Mario tell you?
Like, why?
Yo,
Justin come up in the last 35 minutes of the show to produce. Shout out to Justin. Putting up late just like any other nigga would.
I could swear the views doubled in like the last 3 minutes. Any reason why? I don't know.
It's all because of George.
George, y'all think it's because of George?
So this looks like a normal photo of Jimmy Butler, right? This looks like a normal photo, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Shine a little light on it. Ready? Phoenix. He's going to Phoenix.
His hair is yellow now.
It's orange.
Yeah, it doesn't come across.
It don't come across as
orange.
Look,
yellow. That better?
A little bit, but
like dirty blonde more so than orange. He said, "Nasty man with the $2." He said, "Doc Rivers' recent quote is insane, brother. If you think I'm walking around wasting hours of my day looking up Doc Rivers quotes, you are insane."
Can you do a Doc Rivers impression?
I could, but I'm not no show monkey.
Is it because he's black and you asked him to do that?
I didn't ask you to. I just asked if you could.
Yeah, I can though. I got a pretty good one too.
Alex just
I'd like to hear it.
Alex just asked you to dance for him, bro.
Yeah, it's not happening no game. Yeah, I did say that I wasn't finna do no full show, and I'm finna be a man of my word. We're finna pick this next game, and then we're gonna close this out. Because this game is boring. Nobody really wants to talk about Jimmy Butler for real. Like, I understand. Like, that is the news of the day. He said, "Get a better Sharpie."
Bro, fuck you, man. Enjoy the fucking. You ain't seen no other network do this.
Hey,
shut your fucking mouth. You're not gonna see this anywhere else.
Listen, brother.
There are so many LEDs in our rooms right now. Look at this shit. Fucking talk about my production value like that. Crazy.
Why you going with that part, George? Why niggas be disrespecting our production value, right?
Yeah, fuck them. All right, which color are we going with next, guys? Where do we want them to go? We've got orange/yellow for Phoenix and Golden State. Dallas Mavericks, navy blue.
Wait, so Golden State and Phoenix got the same color marker?
I'll get a yellow one too. Okay, fuck it. I'll get a yellow one too. But this is okay. Well, for now, we've got Golden State. This will be Phoenix.
Okay.
This will be Golden State blue.
Why?
Because they've got light blue. It's light blue and gold.
So what's going to be fucking Dallas then, George?
Dallas is dark blue.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that Boston?
That's Boston. Pink for our old Vice uniforms, and he stays with the Miami Heat.
He's going to play for Inter Miami.
And I've got two black markers here. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, speaking of those two black markers, Black Love is going on right now.
I feel like I shouldn't be watching this.
You got me. Don't worry about it, girl. I'm gonna end this show.
End this stream, man. You got some stuff to take care of, man.
So the Miami Heat play the Detroit Pistons in a couple of days. Who cares? George, the boy feeling good? Good job. The boy feeling good? Fantastic. The Heat gonna blow that shit out. Fuck is you talking about?